Ever felt like your learning programs are great, but still not shifting the culture? You train the skills, you run the workshops, people say they enjoyed it, but 6 months later, same behaviors, same silos, same results. It's not you, it's the system. And that's exactly what today's theory helps us understand: how to build a real learning culture. Hi, I'm Irina from the L&D Academy, where we help new and aspiring learning and development professionals make sense of all things L&D. Today, we're exploring Peter Senge's 5 disciplines of a learning organization, a framework that's all about building a culture where learning is not just an event, it's how people work, grow, and succeed together. This is gold for anyone working in L&D because it shifts the focus from what training do we need to how do we help people, teams, and organizations learn every day. Let's break it down. First up, what is it? Peter Senge identified 5 dimensions, or disciplines as he calls them, that shape a true learning culture in which organizations can continuously adapt and improve. These are personal mastery, mental models, shared vision, team learning, and systems thinking. These work together to create an environment where learning is continuous, collaborative, and strategic. Now, let's unpack each one with practical examples that you can use right away. And we'll begin with personal mastery because learning starts with the individual. This one's about ongoing self-development. It's not just take a course, it's a mindset where people are constantly working on becoming their best selves. For L&D, this means offering one-on-one development activities like coaching, micro-learning, or development plans. Your goal should be to help employees see that growth isn't just about ticking off a box like attending a training. Instead, it's about long-term career and personal evolution. Next are the mental models, where we challenge assumptions. Mental models are those invisible beliefs that shape how people think and act. Leaders should have all the answers. Feedback equals criticism. Sound familiar? L&D can help shine a light on these and invite people to think differently. Here's what you can do to put this into practice. Use case studies, reflective activities, or open dialogue in sessions. Real growth happens when people question their default settings. Let's move on to shared vision, where our aim is to unite people around a purpose. When people believe in the same goal, learning becomes meaningful. It's not just training, it's progress towards something bigger. For example, you could connect every learning initiative to a broader purpose. Say, this isn't just a course on communication. It's part of our goal to create a culture of trust and transparency. Use messaging like, here's how this fits into where we're going as a company. Alignment breeds motivation. Let's take a look at the next dimension, team learning. This is all about collective learning. Ever heard the saying, 2 heads are better than 1? A learning organization takes advantage of the collective genius. That is, instead of relying on single superstars, they leverage team learning, collaboration, and brainstorming so that problems can be solved faster. The way to incorporate this into your learning initiatives is to run peer coaching sessions, design workshops where teams tackle real challenges, or use retrospectives, debriefs, or group reflection after projects. Imagine a group of project managers attending a workshop on stakeholder communication. Each of them comes in with different experiences. One has mastered managing executive expectations. Another is great at handling conflict. And the third excels at keeping remote teams aligned. During a group activity, they start sharing stories and techniques, building on each other's ideas. By the end, they co-create a practical checklist for handling tough stakeholder meetings, something far more valuable than any one person could have produced alone. And finally, let's take a look at systems thinking, or how to see the big picture. This is the hardest and the most powerful. It's about understanding how everything works and connects. Instead of treating issues in isolation, we step back and look at the system by asking, why is this happening? How does this impact other teams, processes, or outcomes? For example, in a leadership program, you could help participants map out how their decisions ripple across the organization. Use tools like process maps, root cause analysis, or cross-functional case studies. The reality is that teaching systems thinking builds smarter problem solvers. And these are Zenge's 5 dimensions that shape a true learning culture. But wait, how can you use this in practice? Let's look at an example. Say you're rolling out a development program for high potential employees, people identified as future leaders or key contributors. You start with personal mastery. Each participant sets a personal development goal aligned with their long-term career vision, like mastering stakeholder influence or becoming a strategic thinker. You support this with coaching, stretch assignments, and learning pathways tailored to their aspirations. Then comes mental models. You challenge assumptions like, I have to be promoted to make an impact, or I need to say yes to everything to prove myself. Through guided reflection and peer conversations, participants learn to reframe success in more sustainable and empowering ways. Next, you build a shared vision. The program brings together participants from different teams to co-create a shared purpose. For example, accelerating innovation through collaboration. You show how their growth contributes to the organization's future, making the program about more than just individual advancement. Now for team learning. During the program, participants can be grouped into cross-functional squads and asked to tackle real business challenges like improving onboarding or reducing internal process delays. Each brings different skills and perspectives, and as they brainstorm, debate, and test ideas, they build something stronger together that any one of them couldn't have done alone. Finally, you introduce systems thinking. Participants can map out their project ideas and how they would impact various departments, customers, and long-term company goals. They learn to anticipate unintended consequences and design smarter, more sustainable solutions. By the end of the program, you haven't just developed individual talent. You've created a group of self-aware, strategic, and collaborative future leaders who already know how to think, act, and learn like a learning organization. So if you want your learning programs to go beyond skills and into strategy, start thinking in Zenge's 5 dimensions. Learning isn't a one-off event. It's a way of working, thinking, and growing together. Thank you so much for watching. If this video gave you a fresh perspective, hit like, leave a comment with your favorite takeaway, and subscribe for more real-world L&D goodness. Oh, and check out these other videos you might also enjoy. See you in the next one.